go.
Grand Rising, Elizabeth, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is now
Rising.
8:30. It's,
And rising.
what did I say?
We both say good morning.
Oh, well,
I
scratch
said
that.
it anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, scratch that. We do a grand rising, and every time the sun rises, it's a grand thing. It's never the same. It's always different. So it's letting us know we bring that same kind of energy into our life. Sometimes you got to get yourself clear first. Thank you, ladies, for the clearing this morning. It is now 8:32. We're about to begin on March 23. That's a very powerful number today.
Yeah,
Thank you, God.
23.
23. So it is a 5, it's an 8, 8 and 7. It's a 6th day today. No, it's a 7th day today. Oh, there go that 7th. It's the 7th day in the 7th year. Love it. Okay, that's how come things are up on the board. And we are marshaling in spring in Detroit. So today we're going to go back, and last week we started reading the Ralph Waldo Emerson's compensation, where he's really explaining the law of compensation. So we're going to finish reading that. Somehow we got that dangling out there. So can we just go to that piece and sort of see if, I don't know if we marked it, but we can sort of figure out where we were. Let's finish reading that and having a discussion about that, because this is very powerful. It actually came up in the visioning class last Sunday. And so the people, me and Lacresha, we was going, oh, there it go again. So it's in divine order for us to be reading this.
I did do mine, Rev.
You're
able to make the classes, but I did do my board, my vision board.
okay.
Spiritual.
Okay, so you did your spiritual vision board. Who you gonna be for God?
Yeah.
Okay, then now do one that. Ooh, okay, that's really good. Okay,
So
I like it.
Show and tell. What questions? So I have, what's the highest vision for my life? I have all these on here. So
yeah.
The questions stay in. What gift sounds like, where I got that from.
Yeah. Michael Beckwith.
These are God's servant. I'm not afraid. I was born to do this. I am, for God, I am prayerful. I'm a champion.
I got champion on my vision board too. I got the life of a champion on mine.
The gift of abundant. Abundant life. I am a gift.
Really good, Sheila.
I'm a great speaker and singer. Great voice of God. Yeah.
And really good. I love that big old heart in the center of everything. Yep. I love it.
I am self-confident. I am witty and wise. I am unstoppable. I am masterful. I am a humanitarian. I soar like an eagle. I'm God's
good.
That's who I is.
I love it.
Okay, really good. Good work, Sheila.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to say this too. We started already. However, I need to say, because Mama Het is strong on my heart this morning. I can feel her strong. I feel her strong. But one of the gifts that God has given me, become a minister, I could tell that man was checking out of here. But I could not say it to Mama Het because her thing was so strong. Right. But I tried to say it to her when she first started talking about him. I'm like, he ready to go be with his wife. And I told her then too that his birthday was his party. He was out. After that party, he was out. And he just had that party, what, 3 weeks ago,
Mhm.
March 14th or something like that. So, yeah. But sometimes that medicine is too strong for people. Just like, because somehow I can look in there and see what's going on with people, just like with Danny's friend. When I checked in on Danny's friend, that lady was so covered. It was like she covered. All y'all need to do is just walk with her, because Danny's friend was just covered. She had all kind of people around her, marshaling her in.
Mhm.
I could feel it, right? I was like, well, she covered, right?
Yes,
It's
she
in the
was completely covered. You're right. She was.
Yeah, I looked over there. I was like, oh, she covered, just all around covered. I was like,
Yeah.
it's the living gonna have the problem, but her,
Yeah.
she had her thing together. Her and God was together.
She had
Mhm.
7 brothers and sisters to usher, and her dad to usher her right on in.
Yeah,
Yep.
she was
She
the
was covered.
yeah,
Thank you,
she
Mom.
was
Mm-hmm.
God, and her and God was like this. I was like, well, she covered,
Mhm.
right? But okay, this is what I want to say about that. It's like the authenticity, how you have to be authentic. Because there were some things I could have said to Mama Het that would have made a difference. This is what I'm left with. But I didn't, because she was pretending like she had it handled.
Mhm.
So there's no space to be a contribution to people when they already know and they already have it together. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that's the part I got a little remorse about. Right? Because she was acting like, I'm like, what's going on with that? Oh, he got a rotator cuff. It was way more than a rotator cuff. Because I was actually shocked last night when she wrote that thing. Because it was way more than a rotator cuff. But I knew the other day when she said he was on dialysis, I went, dialysis? I went to myself, Yeah, so I just need to say that so I could be clear to be in the space and send her some extra love and extra light, because they going through it. I can feel them going through it. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I just want to say that. All right, you guys, let's bring up divine compensation. Let's see what God got in store for us today. And
And I
thanks everybody for
want to
being
say,
here.
I also found that that on YouTube, it's on YouTube as well, the audible version.
Of divine compensation.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I don't do good with audibles.
No, I just wanted it to
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
but
people can go read it. Yeah, I do
yeah.
better. I gotta read it. Okay, Sheila, let's go. I mean, Queen Adunie, let's go.
I actually gave to Krisha the power.
Oh,
Oh, you can take it back.
Oh, okay, give my power back. It didn't take nothing from me anyway, because I'm
Facts,
I'm
facts,
overflowing.
facts. You have the excuse me. You
Okay,
have the
I have,
article up from last week, so I just read. Yes, ma'am.
well, I gotta find it now so y'all can keep on talking because I just relaxed.
Oh the gosh, as my niece says, oh gosh, she said the gosh, but yeah, I wasn't prepared. I think we said that when we thought that you had to go.
When you thought I had to go to the dentist for my teeth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me the name of it again, Ralph.
It's Ralph, Waldo, Emerson, compensation, PDF.
Can you repeat that one more time, Lucretia?
Yes, ma'am. Ralph Waldo. My kids say I talk funny. WALDO. Emerson with the E. Compensation. And it's actually an essay, so you might want to put essay and then PDF. Oh, there it is. It's looking at me in the face.
Okay, dear, you want You remember where we were?
I vaguely do. Just scroll up and I'll see if my tape recorder brain, as my friend calls it,
We
shows up.
have read quite a bit. Let me see.
Uh-huh. When I read it again, I was able to recall. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Go right there. Stop right there.
Yeah, we didn't read about labor.
Yeah, go down.
We did. Keep
No, we
going.
did not.
Okay. Back
No,
up.
No, we didn't read about labor.
stop right here. Go up some more. Stop right
Okay,
here.
so, yeah.
Go
Up or down?
right. Stop right here.
Go up a little bit more, but go
Yeah,
back.
go up. Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're close though. Go to the top of the, okay, hold on, right here, right here. Oh yeah, we did do
Yeah.
Achilles heel.
Yeah, we definitely did that.
Yeah, because I remember seeing Achilles heel. Okay, so up, stop right there. Go back up a little bit. Let's read and lead into it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, stop right here. Let's start right here, the plain confession. Okay, I'll start reading and get us going, okay? Okay, a plain confession. We're continuing to read now, compensation. The
Mhm.
plain confession of the inner working of the all and of its moral aim. The Indian mythology ends in the same ethics, and indeed it would seem impossible for any fable to be invented and get any currency which was not moral. Aurora forgot to ask youth for her lover, and though so Tithonus is immortal. He is old. Achilles is not quite invulnerable, for Theseus held him by the heel when she dipped him in the Styx, and the sacred waters did not wash that part. Siegfried in the Nibelungen is not quite immortal, for a leaf fell on his back while he was bathing in the dragon's blood, and that spot which it covered is mortal. And so is always is. There is a crack in everything God has made. Always, it would seem, there is this vindictive circumstance stealing in and unaware even unto the wild posy, in which the human fancy attempted to make bold holiday and to shake itself free of the old laws. This backstroke, this kick of the gun, certifying that the law is fatal, that in nature nothing can be given, all things are sold. This is the ancient doctrine of Nemesis, who keeps watching the universe and lets no offense go unchastised. The Furies, they say, are attendants on justice, and if the sun in heaven should transgress his path, they would punish him. The poets related that stone walls and iron swords and Leithram thongs had an occult sympathy with the wrongs of their owners, that the belt which Ajax gave Hector dragged the Trojan hero over the field at the wheels of the car of Achilles, and the sword which Hector gave Ajax was that on whose point Ajax fell. They recorded that when the Thasians erected a statue to Theogenes, a victor in the games, one of his rivals went to it by night and endeavored to throw it down by repeated blows until at last it moved it from its pedestal and was crushed to death beneath its fall. Well, he went to do something and got his own self killed, okay? Scooch up. This voice of fable has in it somewhat divine. It came from thought above all and the will of the writer. That is the best part of each writer, which has nothing private in it. Each has, it's like the Course of Miracles, there's no private thoughts. That is the best part of each writer, which has nothing private in it. That is the best part of each, which he does not know, that which flowed out of his constitution, and not from his too active invention, that which in the study of a single artist you might not easily find, but in the study of many you would abstract as the spirit of them in Phidias. It is not, but the work of man in the early Hellenic world that I would know. The name and circumstances of Phidias, however convenient for history, embarrasses when he came to the highest criticism. We are to see that which man was tending to do in a given period, and was hindered of, if you will, modified in doing by the interfering volitions of Phidias, of Dante, of Shakespeare, the organ whereby man at the moment wrought. Still more striking is the expression that this fact in the proverbs of all nations, which is always the literature of reason, or the statements of an absolute truth without qualification. Proverbs, like the sacred books of each nation, are the sanctuary of the intuitions, that which the droning world chained to appearances will not allow the realist to say in his own words. It will suffer him to say in Proverbs without contradiction. And this law of laws, which the pulpit, the Senate, and the college deny, is hourly preached in all markets, in all languages, in flights of proverbs, whose teaching is as true and omnipresent as that of birds and flies. All things are double, one against another, tit for tat, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, blood for blood, measure for measure, love for love. Give, and it shall be given you. He that watereth shall be watered himself. What will you have, quoth God? Pay for it and take it. Nothing ventured, nothing hath. Thou shalt be paid exactly for what thou hast done, no more or no less. Who does not work shall not hear. Harm watch, harm catch. Curse always recoils on the hand of him who imprecates them. If you put a chain around the neck of a slave, the other end fastens itself around your own. Bad counsel confounds the advisor. The devil is an ass. Wow. It is thus written because it is thus in life. Our actions are overmastered and characterized above our will by the law of nature. We aim at a petty end, quite aside from the public good, but our act arranges itself by irresistible magnetism in a line which with the poles of the world. A man cannot speak, but he judges himself. With this will or against his will, he draws his portrait to the eye, his companions by it. Okay, let me go back. With his will or against his will, he draws this portrait to the eye, his companions by every word. Every opinion reacts to him who utters it. It is a thread well thrown at a mark, but the other end remains in the thrower's bag. Or rather, it is a harpoon thrown at the whale unwinding as it flies, a coil of cord in the boat. And if the harpoon is not good or not well thrown, it will go nigh to cut the steersman in a twine or to sink the boat. Oh, be careful what you're throwing at somebody else. It might kill you again, okay? You cannot do wrong without suffering wrong. Yeah, same thing. No man had ever a point of pride that was not injurious to him, said Burke. The exclusive in fashionable life does not see that he excludes himself from enjoyment in the attempt to appropriate it. The exclusionist in religion does not see that he shuts the door of heaven on himself in striving to shut out others. Treat men as pawns and ninepins, and you shall suffer as well as they. If you leave out their heart, you shall lose your own. The census is something about this, is hitting home now. The census would make things of all persons, of women, of children, of the poor. The vulgar proverb, I will get it from his purse or get his from his skin, is sound philosophy. All infractions of love and equity in our social relationships are speedily punished. They are punished by fear. While I stand in the simple relationships to my fellow man, I have no displeasure in meeting him. We meet as waters meet, or as two currents of air mix, with perfect diffusion and interpretation of nature. But as soon as there is any departure from simplicity and an attempt at halfness or good for me that is not good for him, my neighbor feels the wrong. He shrinks from me as far as I have shrunk from him. His eyes no longer seek mine. There is war between us. There is hate in him and fear in me. All the old abuses in society, the great universal and the petty and the particular, all unjust accumulations of property and power are avenged in the same manner. Fear is an instructor of great sagacity and the herald of all revolutions. One thing he always teaches, that there is rottenness where it appears. He is a carrion crow, and though you see not well what he hovers for, there is death somewhere. Our property is timid, our laws are timid, our cultivated classes are timid. Fear for ages has brooded and mowed and gibbered over property, government, and property. That obscene bird is not there for nothing. He indicates great wrongs which must be revised. Wow. Somebody want to read? No? Okay. Of the like nature is that expectation of change which instantly follows the suspicion of our voluntary activity, the terror of cloudless noon, the emerald of polycrats, the awe of prosperity, the instinct which leads every generous soul to impose on itself task of a noble asceticism and vicarious virtue are the trembles of the balance of justice through the heart and minds of men. Experienced men of the world know very well that it is best to pay scot and lot as they go along, and that man often pays dear for a small frugality. The borrower runs in his own debt. Has a man gained anything who has received 100 favors and rendered none? Has he gained by borrowing through indolence or cunning his neighbor's wares or horses or money? There arises on the deed the instant acknowledgement of benefit on one part and of debt on the other, that is, of superiority and inferiority. The transaction remains in the memory of himself and his neighbor, and every new transaction alters, according to its nature, their relationship to each other. He may soon come to see that he had better have broken his own bones than to have ridden in his neighbor's coach, and that the highest price he can pay for a thing is to ask for in. A wise man will extend his lessons to all parts of life and know that it is always the part of prudence to face every claimant and pay every just demand on your time, your talents, and your heart. Always pay. For first or last, you must pay your entire debt. Persons and events may stand for a time between you and justice, but it's only a postponement. You must pay at least your own debt. If you are wise, you will dread a prosperity which only loads you with more. Benefit is the end of nature, but for every benefit which you receive, a tax is levied. He is great who confers the most benefit. He is base, and that is the one base thing in the universe, to receive favors and render none. Whew. In the order of nature, you cannot render benefits to those from whom we receive them, for only seldom. But the benefit received must be rendered again, line for line, deed for deed, cent for cent, to somebody. Beware of too much good staying in your hand. It will first corrupt and worm worms. Pay it quickly in some sort. Labor is watched over by the same pitiless laws. Cheapest, says the prudent, is the dearest labor. What we buy in a broom, a mat, a wagon, a knife, is some application of good sense to a common want. It is best to pay in your land a skillful gardener, or to buy good sense applied to gardening. In your sailor, good sense applied to navigation. In the house, good sense applied to cooking, sewing, serving. In your agent, good sense applied to accounts and affairs. Do you multiply your presence or spread yourself throughout your estate. But because of the dual constitution of things in labor, hold on. Because of the dual constitution of things in labor as in life, there can be no cheating. The thief steals from himself. The swindler swindles himself. For the real price of labor is knowledge and virtue, whereof wealth and credit are signs. These signs, like paper money, may be counterfeited or stolen, but that which they represent, namely knowledge and virtue, cannot be counterfeited or stolen. These ends of labor cannot be answered but by real exertions of the mind and obedience to pure motives. The cheat, the defaulter, the gambler cannot extort the benefit, cannot extort the knowledge of material and moral nature, which his honest care and pains yield to the operative. The law of nature is, do the thing and you shall have the power. But they who do not the thing have not the power. Human labor through all its forms, from the sharpening of a stake to the constitution of a city or an epic, is one immense illustration of the perfect compensation of the universe.
Let me jump in here.
Hey,
Let me jump in here and help you. Take a breath.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
The absolute balance of give and take, the doctrine that everything has its price. And if that
Bridget,
price, yes.
Excuse me.
Mhm.
Rev, can we talk about all that we read first?
Okay, we can do that. Then,
Morning?
Bridget, you can
Okay.
take. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
What did y'all hear in that whole conversation so far? It's a lot. I only can pull out that I can really understand, because a lot you got to know the history of what he's talking about.
Yeah, right. I think what I'm getting is that, especially in these writing all of this,
Mm-hmm.
it was something when he said that if you're holding something in your hand, I think it's like if you don't give, it could just rot in your hand. Did I say it right? I think the absolute balance of give and take, the doctrine that everything has its price, and if that price is not paid, I'm reading, oh, y'all can see me. Not that thing, but something else is obtained, and that is impossible to get anything without its price. But it has said something about not giving or holding it, and if it's in that hand and it's closed, that's where I saw it. It will just rot. You know,
Yeah.
it won't produce nothing because you're not, you know, it's sweaty. Your hands start, you know, that shape of, you know, when you just so rigid and stuff, you know, but if you open up your hand so that things can come in and go out at the same time, because it's saying as a law, you can't get around it. You can't just keep taking and taking and taking and not give. It's a law that,
Yes.
you know, that it has, you give, you take, you give, you get. I'm not going to even say take. You give, you get, you give, you get. Like, and that's the way you can't, you can't, it's law. You can't get away from it.
Oh yeah, and because it's divine compensation, right? And basically what I'm getting from this, the law is strict. And if what you're receiving is not equivalent to what you're giving, or vice versa, you got to go in and check, because there is a balance, there is a divine compensation. So, you know, it's just like this. Giving and receiving are the same. If you're a great giver, but you can't receive, even if it's just a compliment, it's against the law. And I think a lot of particularly Black women, we suffer from that. We are great givers, but we're terrible receivers. Oh, that's a nice dress. Oh, this old thing, we can't even be with it. It's a nice dress.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that aspect is really off for us, because we'll give till we dead, and still be trying to give, and that's against the law. It's unlawful. Yeah. Anybody else hear anything in this? See, it says right here, the absolute balance of give and take, the doctrine that everything has its price, and that if that price is not paid, not that thing, but something else is obtained, and that it's impossible to give anything without its price being paid.
What stood out to me was the places and where this is being taught. He said it's not in college, it's not at church, and it's one other place he mentioned that you won't find this information, but you'll find it in the streets and in the marketplaces, in many different languages. But it's being taught. It's being taught.
Well, yeah, because you can go to the market and get no apples if you're not giving up something.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get no apples.
Right.
You'll just be looking at the fruit and keeping on going, because right there, that law is like really, really strict, but it's not in other places. It's really good, Lacresha.
Lolly and
Yeah, I took from that, not to be greedy.
Greedy.
I'm at the gas station. I'll hop on when I get back. But yeah, not to be greedy, because a lot of times, sometimes we're in the season of a lot of blessings, a lot of abundance, and it's like beautiful. But if we just hold on to that and like, oh, this is mine, I can't give anything away, it's gonna end up turning on you. Like, you're gonna end up having other issues where, you know, you're gonna lose it. So it's like, how can you give back so that you can continue this law, as Queen Aduni was saying?
Yeah, I think that when we talk about, you know, don't say spending, I'm about to spend this money, but to circulate, and in the circulation, you send it out there so that it comes back. You send it, it goes to this person, goes to that person, goes to this, it blesses that. But when you spend it, that's it. Bam.
Yeah.
Spend it. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's so funny when you say a spend, because I can hear spin it. I can hear spin it too. SP, you know, because that's what Black people say, we gotta go spin it.
I guess
so. I can hear spin it like this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna spin it out there and it spin right back to me. Yeah, that's good too.
I think of when, if anyone's ever been out and you paid for something, and the money that they gave you back, someone wrote on it.
Yes.
And And they do that to see, because the law of everything, not just money, but everything being circular.
Yes.
Everything is circular. So when they write on it, years ago, it was, let me see if it comes back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And some people did say, what I wrote did eventually find its way back to
Back
me.
to you. Mm-hmm.
So it's all circular, including, and that's what the give and the take is. The give and the receive is. It's circular, because it all finds its way back, whether it's in money or it's in time or it's in just being there for a person. All of it is circular.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
and I
go ahead.
like that you point out that it comes back in many different ways.
Yeah.
I used to I gave you some money, so I'm expecting some money back.
Mm-hmm.
But Reverend Omani just pointed out, you make it a compliment. And because I didn't know that compliment was life-giving as well, I didn't receive it. So I'm walking around here thinking I'm less than. Now I can receive those compliments. Now I can receive not just monetary gifts, but just all the different ways that they come to me, because I'm not looking at it to come back in the exact way I gave it or one way. It can come back in multiple ways. Like, I'm healthy. I got a roof over my head. You know what I mean? So many different ways that it circulates back to us. And I just
Yes.
stopped looking for that finite way and expand it.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, because okay, now okay, I'm telling one on myself right now. One of the fascinating, because I know that I'm attached to my things, right? You know how somebody you could go, oh, that's a nice necklace or bracelet. They go, you want it? And they'll just give it to you. I am not one of those people. I'll be like, thank you, and keep it moving. I will not. I think I've done it, but it's very rare that I'll do that. I know people who do that like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That white skirt I had on Sunday, my friend had that skirt on. I was like, oh, that skirt, I love it. She was like, you want it? I was like, girl, yeah. She was like, okay, when I take it off, I'll give it to you. I don't think I would have done that. So I'm going to look at that for myself. I'm going to look at, if somebody gives me a compliment about something, like, notice where I'm willing to give it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, you have your hand raised? That's so good. I'm going to look at that. Danny, you have your hand raised?
And can you come on camera, sweetie?
Yeah, I can. I was on my phone, so I'm looking at these little bitty buttons. Okay. Oh, you can see me. Rev, it is difficult as Spirit is speaking to you, because I've done that. Oh, I love that necklace, and I've done it with my Donna D jewelry that I spent a fortune on. And I saw myself lifting it off my neck, and in the process of doing it, I say, you ain't about to do this, are you? And I
Yeah, exactly. Right.
not to give up, in my
Yes.
head. That was in my head. But in my heart kept saying yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always about the giving. And when people do that, the answer is, do you want it? And well, yes, thank you. Because you figure if they're giving it up, they may as well give it up to you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, right?
And you don't know, we don't know. I'm not going to say you. We don't know how their process of the law of reciprocity is working.
Yes.
That's how they work their law of reciprocity.
Mm-hmm.
So don't block their blessings.
I know, right?
Don't block their blessings. Just say, yes, thank you.
It's like so funny. I am so in the future, Because I know now when that shows up, I'm gonna have to give up something, right? And I'm gonna say, do you want this? I'm like, I'm already setting it up for them to say no. And I can go, whoo, thank you, I can keep it.
My
How did I?
say to you, ask them if they want this. It may not say that.
I know, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm setting it up in my head for we ain't giving up our stuff. They're gonna tell you no, and you keep it, okay? But I'm gonna really play that game. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna play that game and see what happens.
Mm.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. We don't know
Hey,
what
Rev,
to that is.
I really like that scarf.
Oh, hell no. See, you already wrong. That's just wrong. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Rev, I really like that scarf. Practice.
And you
Come
know
on.
what? I'll get you one. Because
No,
listen,
it's another place. You missed a spot.
hold on. It matched my Jamaica's jacket too good, girl.
Wait, I'm giving. Listen,
Sorry.
ask me, do I want it?
Thank you.
Ask me, do I want it?
Huh?
Ask me, do I want it?
I don't want to ask you because I already know you're tricking me.
Ask me, do I want it, Rev?
Do you want it?
No, it's yours. It look good on you. I just wanted you to know
Thank
I
you.
liked it.
Girl, you just saved me so much anxiety.
I've been admiring it since the beginning of the show, girl. I think it looks so beautiful on you.
Oh my God, I'm like, oh my God, how did I find a scarf to match my Jamaica jacket? Hey.
And you know I love Jamaica, so you know,
right?
Go ahead, girl. Do your thing.
Right.
The compliment in and of itself is the gift.
Yes.
The compliment itself is the gift.
Like you you have good taste.
Thank you. You know, and that is like, women, it's like, because I'm so present. Why are you messing up my vibe? That is so good. You know what? And really, that's a muscle I'm gonna really have to practice. I'm gonna have to practice that muscle because I can really see that that's a muscle over here that needs to be practiced.
You know it's gonna show up now.
I already showed up before I even got the car. But wait a minute. Now, see how my mind is working. Okay, always make sure you have on something that you can, you can't have this, but you can have this. Oh my God. Oh, my ego is not liking this conversation, but I'm gonna break it up because there's something about that I need to break up, and I'm all about that. So that's really good.
I know. Really. One of the stylists, she's looking at my earrings and stuff like that, and oh, Mama Sheila, I like that. I like that. You should. I was like, then I'll buy her one when I'm out.
Yeah, right.
If it's something that, but if it's something, and I don't feel one way I used to, but I was like, thank you, sweetie. And then when I see something that I know that she would like, then I'll pick it up. And she's just as happy, So, oh yeah. But you have some people. I have one in particular that asks for everything.
Well, they talked about that too in this.
Everything. You should, when I would buy something for my son, the expectation that you didn't buy my daughter nothing. And it used to really bother me, what is that expectation that when I do something, then I always have to consider you. I always have to consider you. And she's a giving person, but it would just bother me that was an expectation of me, that whatever I would do. And so then it comes about, not wanting to share, want to hide what you have and stuff like that, not to that degree, but I'm just saying, some people, that's what they do all the time, ask you why they weren't included in your thoughts about getting something or doing something or going somewhere. You didn't ask me, you didn't consider about me, you didn't think about me, all that kind of stuff. So anyway,
Yeah, that's good.
There is the balance. There is the balance of that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on, let's get reading because I don't even know how long this thing is. I don't what page we on?
Where
Page
were we
what?
at?
17. Okay, go ahead. Go back up a little
We're
bit.
at the league. I think she started saying the league.
No, I'd started at the balance, the absolute balance of give and take and the doctrine. So we still need to finish that piece because there's another piece in there.
Remember the first word?
Yep, I do. I'm looking at it. So started, Rev had
You did that.
I read human labor through all its forms, from the sharpening of a stake to the construction of a city.
Does it have a page number on it? No.
Mine doesn't. Wait a minute. Go back up. Hold on. Because it was right where you were before. I'm sorry.
I don't see no part about. Go up a little bit because I guess it's down then.
It's right where it says human labor.
We didn't read any of this.
No.
Okay, go up. We were there. Go up. Yeah. Up a little bit more.
Right there. Right there.
Oh, there it is. 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go up a little bit because Rev had stopped. Okay, so all right. So yeah, we are right here. Yes. So the absolute balance of give and take, the doctrine that everything has its price. And if that price is not paid, not that thing, but something else is obtained. And that it is impossible to get anything without its price is not less sublime in the columns of a ledger than in the budgets of states, in the laws of light and darkness, in all the action and reaction of nature. I cannot doubt that the high laws which each man sees implicated in those processes with which he is conversant, the stern ethics which sparkle on his chisel edge, which are measured out by his plumb and foot rule, which stand as manifest in the footing of the shop bill as in history of a state, do recommend to him his trade, and though seldom named, exalt his business to his imagination. The league between virtue and nature engages all things to assume a hostile front to vice. The beautiful laws and substances of the world persecute and whip the traitor. He finds that things are arranged for truth and benefit, but there is no den in which the wide world to hide a rogue. Commit a crime and the earth is made of glass. Commit a crime and it seems as if a coat of snow fell on the ground, such as reveals in the woods the track of every partridge and fox and squirrel and mole. You cannot recall the spoken word. You cannot wipe out the foot track. You cannot draw up the ladder so as to leave no inlet or clue. Some damning circumstance always transpires. The laws and substances of nature, water, snow, wind, gravitation become penalties to the thief. On the other hand, the law holds with equal sureness for all right action. Love and you shall be loved. All love is mathematically just as much as the two sides of an algebraic equation. The good man has absolute good, which, like fire, turns everything to its own nature, so that you cannot do him any harm. But as the royal army sent against Napoleon when he approached, cast down their colors from enemies became friends. So disasters of all kinds, as sickness, offense, poverty, prove benefactors. Winds blow and waters roll, strength to the brave and power and deity, yet in themselves are nothing. The good are befriended even by weakness and defect. No man had ever a point of pride that was not injurious to him. So no man had ever a defect that was not somewhere made useful to him. The stag in the fable admired his horns and blamed his feet. But when the hunter came, his feet saved him, and afterwards, caught in the thicket, his horns destroyed him. Every man in his lifetime needs to thank his faults, as no man thoroughly understands a truth until he has contended against it. So no man has a thorough acquaintance with the hindrances or talents of men until he has suffered from the one and seen the triumph of the other over his own want of the same. Has he a defect of temper that unfits him to live in society? Thereby, he is driven to entertain himself alone and acquire habits of self-help, and thus, like the wounded oyster, he mends his shell with pearl.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in here.
Okay.
So
That was good.
is this saying when they talked about the Achilles heel and other things where what was the other thing where the feather or something, the leaf
Landed on his back.
and so
Mhm.
and somewhere in here he talks about that everyone has that area that is unprotected, and like every man in his lifetime needs to thank his faults,
Mhm.
because that is where development, is that where growth is that
Oh,
where
that's so good,
God
Sheila.
can do some stuff?
I heard something in that too. See, we do not thank our faults. We curse our faults.
Yeah.
We try to get rid of our faults. We don't want to own our faults, right? That, I think that when we can't own our faults, that leaves that aspect of us open for injury, open for hurt. If you hear me say all the time, you got to own all aspects of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And most of us don't like to own the bad and the ugly. It's just like, immediately I said, okay, I'm about to tell myself I'm not giving my stuff away. Right? Most people would not just say that out loud, right? But I know that that's there for me. So I'm like, okay, let me just own this, that I got this going on, right? Because now there's actually an opportunity for me to shore that up. So there's give and take in that area where there's not give and take in that area now. Right? That's what I hear in that. I was like, oh, shoot. And so it's really, you have to own the good, the bad, and the ugly. Most people will not tell on themselves. They're not going to tell. They're not going to tell on themselves. Or they have some weakness. Everybody's trying to make everything so pretty and beautiful and awesome. And we're some ugly people. And if we can own our ugliness, though, it gives us more room to be pretty.
Yeah.
That makes me think about social media. How many times have people taken a whole bunch of selfies, put in a whole bunch of filters, spend a whole bunch of time to upload that right picture, but they aren't showing the true self?
Exactly.
So you want me to go on and go ahead and take my teeth out on the
No, but this is the part. You don't have to take your teeth out, but you don't have to, like, listen, I'm about to go get my teeth. Right? Like Daddy was like, y'all show transparent today. Y'all keeping it real. Y'all keeping it real over here today. And,
Like when
Grand Rising Elizabeth.
what's the sister's name that played in the Woman King?
Yeah.
What's her name? The star and the Woman King.
No, I see her
Viola
face.
Davis.
Octavia Davis.
Yes.
Octavia.
Viola.
I did not.
Viola. Gee, where did we
Viola
get Octavia
Davis.
from? I don't know.
I did not see that episode, but actually when Oprah interviewed her, that's a powerful interview too. When she interviewed her, they showed that piece, and it showed when she took her wig off to show her own hair and stuff, you know, and how powerful that was, you know. Yeah, this is really me. This is
Yeah.
this is me without all that extra hair, long there, here and there and stuff, and straight. And no, I don't know what that episode was, but behind it was, no, she didn't take her wig off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful nappy hair.
Yeah. Well, that's so good. It's really so good. And I don't think that you could go too far the other way. I'm just natural because what I saw on Sunday by putting my makeup and everything, it's not often that I let my natural beauty just shine through. You know, like I came home, the kids was like, "Oh, Omani, oh my God." You know, I was like, okay. You know what I mean? Like for me, all right. They was like, "Oh, you look so pretty. I like your lipstick." They was all like that. Did y'all take some more pictures? Right? So yeah, like that. And so I really just made a commitment to bring in, put on a little lipstick, you know what I mean? Put a little, make your cheeks a little rosy. Could you, you know what I mean? It's like, because beauty, oh my God, this is so deep because this was in class on Sunday too. Beauty is something that we get from God that's free. You can go find beauty anywhere and bring forth your natural beauty. That's like honoring the God in me. And for me to never ever, when was the last time I was like, okay, I'm done with that because I'm gonna bring forth the natural beauty that's already over here. So yeah, I wanted to say that too, because that showed up for me too. Okay, want to keep reading, y'all? This is good.
Yeah.
Where's she? Oh, there she
Right here. All right. Our strength grows out of our weakness. The indignation which arms itself with secret forces does not awaken until we are pricked and stung and sorely assailed. A great man is always willing to be little. Whilst he sits on the cushion of advantages, he goes to sleep. When he is pushed, tormented, defeated, he has a chance to learn something. He has been put on his wits, on his manhood. He has gained facts, learned his ignorance, is cured of the insanity of deceit, has gotten moderate.
A conceit, not deceit, conceit.
Oh, I'm sorry, of conceit. I'm sorry. Has gotten moderation and real skill. The wise man throws himself on the side of his assailants. It is more his interest than it is theirs to find his weak point. The womb characterizes and falls from him like a dead skin. And when they would triumph, lo, he has passed on invulnerable.
Hold on, baby.
Okay.
The womb, you said characterizes, but what is that word? Cicatrizes?
Yeah, because I want to look it up.
When the wound, when the scalp, what does that mean? Let me.
It falls off him like dead skin. I think it's like when you burn something.
Cicatrizes and falls off from him like a dead skin. And when would
So the meaning of it, I looked it up real quick. It is when a wound heals, when it's characterized. So cauterized. That's the when it's cauterized. So like when you have surgery or when you're in surgery and they cauterize the wound, it's to heal. It's like a cleaning. Hold on. I wanted to get even more of the meaning here. Now I'm all in Webster. Yeah, a scar formation at the site of a healing wound.
And then
it's the scar that's left.
Yes. And then Bridget, when it says, look up here, the wise man always throws himself on the side of his assailants. In other words, he's not trying to protect and saying, no. He's like, well, let me look at this. That's what I'm getting at. Let me see this instead of protecting myself. You're wrong. But let me shut up and listen to what they're saying. Why are they seeing this? To make yourself better.
And I'm looking at yours because I have one version and you have one that has, like, mine says a wise man always. I mean, yours says a wise man always. Mine says the wise man throws himself. So that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Blame is safer than praise. I hate to be defended in a newspaper. As long as all that is said against me, I feel a certain assurance of success. But as soon as honeyed words of praise are spoken for me, I feel as one that lies unprotected before his enemies. In general, every evil to which we do not succumb is a benefactor. As the Sandwich Islander believes that the strength and valor of the enemy he kills passes into himself. So we gain the strength of the temptation we resist. The same guards which protect us from disaster, defect, and enmity defend us, if we will, from selfishness and fraud. Bolts and bars are not the best of our institutions, nor is shrewdness in trade a mark of wisdom. Men suffer all their life long under the foolish superstition that they can be cheated. But it is as impossible for a man to be cheated by anyone but himself. As for a thing to be and not to be at the same time. There is a third silent party to all our bargains. The nature and soul of things takes on itself the guarantee of, and did I say that right? Yeah. Of the fulfillment of every contract, so that honest service cannot come to loss. If you serve an ungrateful master, serve him the more. Put God in your debt. Every stroke shall be repaid. The longer the payment is withholden, the better for you. For compound interest on compound interest is the rate and usage of this exchequer. Yeah, thank you. The history of persecution is a history of endeavors to cheat nature, to make water run uphill, to twist a rope of sand. It makes no difference whether the actors be many or one, a tyrant or a mob. A mob is a society of bodies voluntarily bereaving themselves of reason and traversing its work. The mob is man voluntarily descending to the nature of the beast. Its fifth hour of activity is night. Its actions are insane, like its whole constitution. It persecutes a principle. It would whip a right. It would tar and feather justice by inflicting fire and outrage upon the houses and persons of those who have these. It resembles the prank of boys who run with fire engines to put out the ruddy aura streaming to the stars. The involatile spirits sorry about that, turns their spite against the wrongdoers. The martyr cannot be dishonored. Every lash inflicted is a tongue of fame. Every prison, a more illustrious abode. Every burned book or house enlightens the world. Every suppressed or expunged word reverberates through the earth from side to side. Hours of sanity and consideration are always arriving to communities, as to individuals, when the truth is seen and the martyrs are justified. Thus, do all things preach the indifferency of circumstances? The man is all. Everything has two sides, a good and an evil. Every advantage has its tax. I learned to be content, but the doctrine of compensation is not the doctrine of indifferency. The thoughtless say, on hearing these representations, what boots it to do well? There is one event to good and evil. If I gain any good, I must pay for it. If I lose any good, I gain some other. All actions are indifferent. There is a deeper fact in the soul than compensation, to wit, its own nature. The soul is not a compensation, but a life. The soul is. Under all this running sea of circumstance, whose waters ebb and flow with perfect balance, lies the aboriginal abyss of real being. Essence, or God, is not a relation or a part, but the whole. Being is the vast affirmation excluding negation, self-balanced, and swallowing up all relations, parts, and times within itself. Nature, truth, virtue are the influx from thence. Vice is the absence or departure of the same. Nothing, falsehood, may indeed stand as the great night or shade, on which, as a background, the living universe paints itself forth. But no fact is begotten by it. It cannot work, for it is not. It cannot work any good. It cannot work any harm. It's harm inasmuch as it is worse not to be than to be. We feel defrauded of the retribution due to evil acts because the criminal adheres to his vice and contumacy and does not come to a crisis or judgment anywhere in visible nature. Now that's something. There is no stunning confutation of his nonsense before men and angels. Has he therefore outwitted the law? Inasmuch as he carries the And I know this word.
I'm sorry.
Now,
Sheila, put the
hmm?
cursor by the word.
Yes,
I think it's malignant.
thank you.
Malignity.
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 Yes, yes. I'm like, I know this word, it just wouldn't come out. And the lie with him, he so far deceases from nature. In some manner, there will be a demonstration of the wrong to the understanding also. But should we not see it, this deadly deduction makes square the eternal account. Neither can it be said, on the other hand, that the gain of restitude must be bought by any loss. There is no penalty to virtue, no penalty to wisdom. They are proper additions of being. In a virtuous action, I properly am. In a virtuous act, I add to the world. I plant into deserts, conquered from chaos and nothing, and see the darkness receding on the limits of the horizon. There can be no excess to love, none to knowledge, none to beauty, when these attributes are considered in the purest sense. The soul refuses limits and always affirms an optimism, never a pessimism. Anyone want to jump in here?
Okay. I see how far we got to go down for a page. Okay, good. Let's read this. I'll read this last piece, okay?
Okay.
And then we're gonna stop on page 21. Remember that, okay? Because I don't know how long this thing is. How long is this thing? Oh, okay. We only got to go to 24. Okay. We're gonna finish reading this stuff, but let me read this last little piece, and then I'm gonna read to y'all something I found. His life is a progression and not a station. His instinct is trust. Our instinct uses more and less in application to man. Always of the presence of the soul and not of his absence. The brave man is greater than the coward, the true and the benevolent. The wise is more a man and not less than the fool and knave. There is therefore no tax on the good of virtue, for that is the incoming of God himself, of absolute existence, without any comparative. All external good has its tax, and if it came without desert or sweat, desert, without desert or sweat, has no root in me, and the next wind will blow it away. But all the good of nature is the soul's, and may be had if paid for in nature's lawful coin, that is, by labor which the heart and the head allow. I no longer wish to meet a good I do not earn. For example, to find a pot of berry gold, knowing that it brings with it new responsibility. I do not wish more external goods, neither possessions, nor honors, nor powers, nor persons. The gain is apparent, the tax is certain. But there is no tax on the knowledge that the compensation exists and that it is not desirable to dig up treasure. Herein I rejoice with the serene eternal peace. I contract the boundaries of possible mischief. I learned the wisdom of Saint Bernard. Nothing can work me damage except myself. The harm that I sustain, I carry about with me, and never am I really sufferer, but at my own fault. Let's stop right there, because I found something. We'll stop right there so we'll remember we're on page 22. Right, 22. Listen to this, you guys. This starts off with, you get what you give. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his essay Compensation, wrote that each person is compensated in a like manner for that which he or she has contributed. The law of compensation is another restatement of the law of sowing and reaping. It says that you will always be compensated for your effort and for your contribution, whatever it is, however much or however little. The law of compensation also says that you can never be compensated in the long term for more than you put in. The income you earn today is your compensation for what you have done in the past. If you want to increase your compensation, you must increase the value of your contribution. Fill your mind with success. Your mental attitude, your feelings, your happiness and satisfaction are also the result of the things that you have put into your own mind. If you fill your own mind with thoughts, visions, and ideas of success, happiness, and optimism, you will be compensated by these possible positive experiences in your daily activities. Do more than you've paid for. Another corollary of the law of sowing and reaping, and what is sometimes called the law of overcompensation. This law says that a great success comes from those who always make it a habit to put more in than they take out, to give more value than you're receiving. That's one of my coaches. I can't believe he did that. He talks about the value proposition, that I'm gonna, as someone who wants to get paid, to give more value than what I'm receiving, to over deliver is another way of saying that. They do more than they are paid for. They are always looking for opportunities to exceed expectations. And because they are always overcompensating, they're always being over rewarded with the esteem of their employees and customers and with the financial rewards that go along with their personal success. Provide the causes, enjoy the effects. One of the main responsibilities of life is to align yourself with the activities of the law of cause and effects and its corollaries, accepting that it is an inexorable law that always works, whether anyone is looking or not. Your job is to institute the causes that are consistent with the effects that you want to enjoy in your life. When you do, you will realize and enjoy the reward you desired. Here are 2 things we can do immediately and put these ideas into action. First, remind yourself regularly that your rewards will always be in direct proportion to your service to others. How could you increase, the question is, how could you increase the value of your service to your customers today? Second, look for ways to go the extra mile, to use the law of overcompensation in everything you do. This is the greatest secret to success. Wow, that was good. Okay, y'all, what y'all take it away? Because we are done for today. And we'll continue this conversation later. And I love the Holy Spirit, how it's leading this conversation, because I already know what the next thing is we're going to talk about in aligned with this. So what do you guys get out of this today? What's standing there? I got the law of cause and effect out of that again. As a Buddhist, critical, because what causes am I making? For whatever my goals are, because my effects are going to be correlated to the causes that I make.
And the energy that you put in,
Yep,
will be the reward you get out.
yep. That is so good. Anybody else want to say?
All things are circular.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 All things, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is all circular.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think I'll be putting nobody out my circle then. It's circular. I got that clear. So we're gonna go and have a little conversation with the Holy Spirit. We're gonna come up with a better answer. If it's circular, nah, I don't want nobody putting me out, so I ain't gonna be putting nobody out. Okay, I got that loud and clear. Thank you very much. And thank you for allowing me to share so I could get that. Woo!
Yeah, because isn't it the in going in to that conversation, it is, what is the intention? The intention is to have peace.
Yes.
The intention is to have respect.
Yes.
The intention is to
Yes.
protect the space for everybody.
Everybody, yes.
That's what we want to get out of this
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah, that's
Was I
very
kick your
powerful.
ass out? No, I'm just kidding.
No, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. But this is so cool because just what we read, like God will use everything. The Holy Spirit will take the faults, the upsets, the breakdown, and turn them into your favor if that's what you're looking for.
If you're looking for, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the intention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Ask
That's very good.
I'm sorry, Danny. Say that again.
Ask them what is their intention for being in the space. What is your intention?
Yeah. And Danny, how you wait a minute, this is what I gotta say. Okay, I gotta say, how you gonna go to the sisters, the twisted storytellers and don't tell us you the storyteller?
Because I was gonna back out of it. I was gonna back out, and
Now you know Satori ain't gonna let you back out.
I know my energy was low, and I had made the commitment months ago, and I was like, okay. And my girlfriend Pearl said, now you know I'm trying to have a good time, and you ain't gonna go. Girl, if you don't get your behind up and get yourself together. And that's what
I saw you up there. I was like, how's she gonna be on stage and didn't tell us?
So sorry. Yeah, I was
Oh my God, we missed the debut. Dang it.
Oh well, it's on live stream. You can go back and see it. I know.
Okay, well I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll send it
Danny,
to yeah.
Go ahead, Danielle.
you know what? I'm getting my two elders mixed up, but I did see you. What is it? Church of Storytellers. At least the replay. So
Yeah. Yes, I will. I'll send out. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go look it up too. I'm on her feed, so I'll go look it up.
Yeah.
But I saw you sitting up there like, all of us supposed to be in the audience going whoop whoop whoop.
Yeah, right. I think we forget that the Holy Spirit is saying when you, because like you said, I wasn't feeling blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But the Holy Spirit is like, yes. So when you're weak, I am strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you went on and did it, because then you ain't in the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Because I was all up in the way. Oh, I was all up. Yes, I was.
When you're weak, he told Moses, well, just go. I just need you to show up.
I just need you to show up. Yeah.
Showing up is is more than half of the battle. Showing up is the win. If you show up, you can win. You don't show up, you can't win. But you got to show up.
Yeah.
Got to show up.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else want to say something? Because we're getting off the phone at 10 o'clock because I've been up all night and I'm about to go take a sleep. Burn me to death.
You're going to take a sleep, huh? Not a nap. I'm going to go take a sleep.
I just want to say very quickly, if I can, tomorrow's speaker is Denise Dyer.
Yes.
She is a spiritual life coach out of Atlanta, Georgia. And she is an awesome and very, very sweet spirit and soul. And we will be blessed by her presence.
Awesome. Looking
Mm.
forward to it.
Yeah.
And Mama Hep, can you come on so we can show our face? Everyone, show your face of love for her.
Yes. Queen, if I send you some prayers for the newly ascended, can you send them out?
Send them out as an email or post it on
No, and as an email just to the group.
I have everybody that's on here. I do have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I can.
Mama Head,
we love you. We love you, and we are here with you. Your sisters are here with you. I will say that.
We know your eyes are all puffed up.
Yeah, she can't come in right now.
Here.
She just moved. I just want you to know, we've been talking about you behind your back. So now, nah. We've been talking about you and your family. Your whole, wait a minute, Mama had your whole generation. We just love you, and we just been sending you out prayers, and more prayers. Love and light.
Absolutely.
I can feel you over there crying. You might as well just come and show us. They can't even show us. She's so hurt. All right, boo. We love you.
We love you. We
Love you.
up in prayer. And
Yes, we love you.
Appreciate you coming on so that we can give you this love too.
Yes.
So today
surround you.
Yeah, today we're not gonna hug ourselves. We're gonna hug Mama Head.
That's right. That's what I was thinking. I said, this hug is for you, boo.
Love you, Mama Head.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah. And we love Dad too. That we knew of him. Yeah. Thanks for sharing him with us in the midst of all of this transitioning and even before. We love you and your sister. We're lifting up the whole family.
Yes.
And everything that you need, food wise, money wise, hug wise, that you get it. Everything that you need. And rest. And rest as well.
And
Hey,
one thing,
Danny, we got you
I
too.
feel her too.
Danny,
Yep, I
we
feel
got
you,
you
Danny.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we just got to give our big hugs today, Danny. It's okay, boo. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Okay, you got 3 minutes, Danny. That's all you get. You have 3 minutes of tears. After 3 minutes, you gotta come up. You gotta come up out of there. You got 3 minutes. Mama Head, you can have a little longer.
You get 5.
But after that, you gotta come up out of there. You gotta allow yourself to grieve, but you gotta focus on the love.
Yeah.
If you focus on the love, you be all right. Not versus the loss.
You know, that's where the tears come from, because God in his infinite wisdom are dear tucks to our hearts. And so when, you know, our hearts are touched, you know, it sends out this signal, you know, so it's truly love tears, truly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, your tears let you know you had a great loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great loss. But when the great loss shows up, you got to focus on the great love.
That's right. You
focus on the great love, and then you be like, honey, you'll get the Holy Ghost jumping around for real, because the love is great when it's that strong.
And Mama, it ain't nothing but love on here for you. Nothing but love for you and your family. Yes.
I always forget when you're going through something like that, and you want to cry, go ahead and cry. And then think of something stupid that they did, and it'll break all that stuff up.
Girl, because I want you to know.
Mom and them was like, oh, you guys, you know, okay, Mom, okay.
I mean,
when my oldest brother made his transition unexpectedly, I was so mad at him. And which was our thing, you know. I'm in the hospital shaking the bed talking about Herman, what the hell? His eyes would roll around in his head, and finally he looked at me, because we was tight like that. He looked at me and said, don't you see I'm trying to die here? Could you just give me a minute? You know what I mean? So I said, okay, I'm gonna hold your hand. So now we leaving the hospital, and I hear his voice clear as day. I bet you respect me now. I'm an ancestor. Say my name. Say your name. Okay, Herman Harris, I say your name. He on the other side. I'm still carrying on with that boy. You know, when he died, you know how they have that death rattle. They be going, just like, right? I said, I told you not to die with your words still in you. Trying to talk, and it's over. So yeah.
When Aunt Edie passed, and I was on my way over there. My niece was there with her, and I was on my way to relieve her, and then got the call that Aunt Edie had left. And I got there, and when everything went out, shit everywhere. I said, "So you're just gonna leave me a bunch of shit to clean up?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
So think about that. Think about that stuff, because that stuff right there is like, oh, MG, it's so good. You got so many memories, so much love to build on. All I know is keep your hands open and your heart open. It's a gift. They got gifts for you, but you got to keep your hands open like this, ready to receive, your heart open. They got gifts for you. But if you shut down in the grief, you can't receive the gift. It'll take you a long time to recover so that you can receive the gift. So Danny, stay open.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I will say this, knowing that our loved ones, they just they don't go to sleep, that they get a whole nother assignment as ancestors,
Yeah.
that they're still around us in spirit, definitely does take away that heaviness, as if you actually lost somebody, because they're just not here in a physical form, they're here in a different spiritual manifestation. I mean, you're still going to go through the process. It's a process. And it is great to honor each stage of that process for what that is. And I agree with you, Well, just don't stay and relish in it for too long. But once you get through it, I'm like I said, knowing that your ancestors got your back and they around you, and they're not resting in peace. No, they working. They working to protect family. They're working to protect you. They're working to make sure that things manifest from the spiritual into the physical. So they ain't sleeping. They working. Now, right now, he's being celebrated right now, because I know he done seen his wife. He's over there seeing people he ain't seen in a long time. They're dancing, they're celebrating, they having a good time, because they together. But I'm like, once the celebration ends, it's working.
He's going to work. Right.
They over there, party over here. Party over here. Go ahead, Danny.
And we need to put them on assignment. They're waiting to do our bidding.
Yep, they are.
They are waiting, and we're not asking. And so, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
I know it's true. I know it's true. My mama, the thing that took me out was my mama. And you know how much I said Elizabeth? Look how many Elizabeths I got. Look how many mamas I got.
Speaking of Elizabeth, I'm just gonna do a little housekeeping here. The little housekeeping, ladies. We got this flyer. We got this flyer digital. I ain't seeing y'all posting. We gotta post. We gotta post. We gotta post. We gotta post. In the group, I did create an event page, and I'll put it in the WhatsApp. I invited over 500 people into the event. I've got 10 people say that they're interested. So if you want, you can use the event on Facebook and start inviting people to the event, so we can find out who's interested, and then we can have those conversations with the people to say, hey, I'm interested. So they can go ahead and register. So we gotta post. That's all. Praise and post.
And then that being said, I wanted to show you, Lacresha, it is on the page that says registration. So if you go to vendors, registration is right up under it. I'm on that right now. And then it says vendor registration. Just go down, and that's where you can you fill that out. There's the amounts, and register now, and that will take you to where you can pay, hon.
That's where I went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me fill out. Hold on. Let me just guest of Lacresha. I don't know if that's the right spelling, but
Yeah,
and
that's the correct spelling.
want the 2 day.
Are you a vendor? Are you gonna be a vendor?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Register now. Hold on. Let me
have firm being vendors. I'm sorry, Queen of Duty, but I know Face Game Beauty said that she's gonna be a vendor and you're gonna be a vendor. So I'm excited so I can get the shout out there. I'm just geek. That's all.
Hey, here's my details. Continue. And this is where you pay, honey.
Okay, I didn't get to that part. I don't know why. Okay. Maybe I went in a different way. I put all my information in and everything, so I'll go back and revisit.
Yeah, that other part may not have been attached at that time.
Okay.
Because I know it has this, and then it was, call her and all that
Mhm.
stuff. And then I said, well, I'm gonna make a letter and blah, 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 blah. And then I put this on there so it just flows right on through. But thanks for letting me know so I can check. All right, let us now let me come out of this. We want to give all of our hugs and stuff. Forget the world. It's all coming to Mama Het and Danny. So we're just hugging you, baby. We're hugging on you. We're hugging on you. We're hugging on you. We love you. And you'll be all right. You are all right. It's just the process that we go through.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I said, we had the honor of knowing your dad, even though we did not physically see him and stuff like that. But that's why I said, how's dad? How is dad? I said,
Okay.
I know you got it, girl. I know you got that love. Got that love. All right.
Love you.
Wonderful day. We have our guest tomorrow, and
Okay.
looking forward to her.
All right, you guys. Good class. I love you. See you next Thursday. Same back channel, same bat station.
Okay.